Good evening, everybody. Hashkafa Hotline with Rabbi Bechhofer. Just sorry about the slight delay. Okay, before I begin monologuing, do we have the first question of the evening? I want to put on the board uh, the chat bar. First question of the evening. While waiting for the first question, and before I start monologuing, if there's not going to be a question raised, I do want to remind everybody that we have this forum also every Motzoi Shabbos on at 10:30. Now the best way is to subscribe to the channel, and that way you get notification because I can't always send out the links because every time I do this thing, the link on the YouTube channel changes for the particular, presentation. So if you subscribe to the channel, you just get notifications half an hour ahead of time. Otherwise, I do endeavor to send out the links. Okay, another thing is, I'm hoping, cautiously optimistic, that on Sunday, Rosh Chodesh Sivan, we'll be releasing our Shavuos reader. A whole bunch of essays that have to do with Shavuos. Trying to learn Shavuos night, trying to learn over the 2 days. But we want to release it early, that you should learn it also ahead of time. So you should have an appreciation of Shavuos. Come into Shavuos mentally and emotionally prepared. So look out for it in our website, evanshasir.com. Okay, while waiting for the first question of the evening, so for those who have our Sphera Reader Part 2 that we released just a week ago, Parshas Bamidbar always coincides with Rosh, comes roughly right before, right after, or concurrently with Rosh Chodesh Sivan. How apropos, because historically that's when we made it to the desert on Rosh Chodesh Sivan. So reading Sefer Bamidbar, the book of being in the desert, together with how we historically entered the desert on Rosh Chodesh Sivan. So as we explained in the reader, the Torah was given in the desert because the desert is the idea of openness, because it's no man's land, and it's also the idea of desolation, because to receive Torah you have to view yourself as unfinished in your own right, and the Torah finishes you. But you have to, as the ancient Chinese proverb goes, empty your cup to receive more poured into it. It's also you have to view yourself perpetually as desolate, to constantly receive more from the Torah and more from the Torah. There's things that we explained in the Sphera Reader in the last 2 chapters. Please take a look in the most recently released Sphera Reader. So what we're intending on Sunday is to get into the power of the month of Sivan per se. So I'm not going to spoil the surprise right now. But what I do want to say is that, sadly, right, the sense of it being in a state of desolation, which is necessary to acquire Torah, because Torah is coming to be your new order. You have to view yourself as desolate, wide open, and Torah gives you order. And that's the way you can internalize the Torah. Can't view yourself as a finished product, because then, if so, Torah is just like something in addition. And if it's just in addition, it can't settle inside of you and make you. Like the term Ben Torah, be a son of the Torah, right? The Torah makes you. The Torah fashions you, right? The Torah, should form your ideas, your ideology, your orientation, make up your whole persona. No, that's what giving of the Torah is all about. The Torah should be contained within you, so you can't have your own independent world order and have room for the Torah. Even if we view ourselves completely desolate, as we will explain, it's still a miracle that the infinite Torah could fit into Am Yisrael. And at least we said minimally we had to be a nation. We had to be a nation to receive the Torah. So now that's why. So this much I will give away from what's going to be coming out in the Shavuos reader. That's why you find interesting thing, right? On this day they came to Midbar Sinai. So like we already explained in the readers that we've released, you could Chazal say, Rashi brings it, on this day they came to Midbar Sinai. This day, as I should have said, on that day, this day, in the present, to teach you as if Torah is perpetual. You just got it today. But it said in the context of arriving in the desert, because that's the secret of how you can see newness in Torah. If you never view yourself as a finished product, you'll always be open to re-examine things and see new things. You think you know it all and you're finished. There's no room. Your cup is full already. There's no room to pour anything new. So coming into the desert is the key, right, to seeing everything new. There's another thing about coming into the desert. So it made us a vessel for the Torah. So it says over there, after they come to the desert, Vayichad Sham Yisrael Neged Ahar. The Jewish people camped, but camp is not Vayachanu, they camp, but rather Vayichan, as if he camped. So Rashi brings the Chazal, Ki ish echad b'lev echad. We are in perfect unity, like one man with one heart. And this is said in context of coming to the desert, because in a nation you get past yourself. You're part of something bigger than yourself. So that's in the sense that going to the desert and being desolate could allow you, to connect to things outside of yourself. Post, if you're finished, you have your boundaries. So you remain separate. We need to make a nation, a cohesive nation. So the individual has to view himself as desolate, right? Incomplete, right? In order to become one with a much larger collective. Right? So now it says, Vayichan Sham Yisrael Neged Ahar. They were camped opposite the mountain. So the Beis HaMikdash says that they had their focus on the mountain, right? Because that was the unifying factor, right? That they got together, l'shem shamayim. So that's Ki'ish Echad B'Leiv Echad, like one person with one heart. Of course, if it's one person, that's only one heart, but that's not true, right? Because we say in Kriya Shema, one with all your heart, but it's a double base, levav. Just say b'chol libcha. So, like Chazal say, levav, we really have two hearts. We have a Yetzer Tov and a Yetzer Hara, right? And you have to try to love Hashem with both. That even somehow get our Yetzer Hara also involved. B'shnei Yitzrecha. You have to get your Yetzer Hara also involved in your love of God, right? Because we have to subjugate everything to the servants of Hashem. So there was, Ki echad b'leiv echad, we were like one person, but also with one objective. Sometimes people could unify in an amazing way, in a very cohesive way, but they don't have a unified purpose. And everyone is, let's band together, and they'll be faithful to each other, each one for his own individual motive, and that will eventually collapse. If they're amazingly cohesive at the beginning, in the end, they will fall apart. What's like one person, but with one heart, that's what makes it eternal, because there's only one objective. No one has any egocentricity. everyone vis-a-vis the individual is a desert, right? And which means desolate, no private agenda. And believe echad, one heart, everyone's just focused. We have one desire. Like Chazal say, Gemara Brach, Ribarsham Ritzonenu Lasos Ritzoncha. Our will is just to do your will. And that's what holds us together as a nation. So I keep on saying this. I've been saying this since before Pesach, right? We're this period of social distancing, right? Which is disrupting our nationhood, because our nationhood comes out every time we get together for a minyan. Right? The special power of a minyan is not 10 individuals, but at 10, the power of the nation is awakened. It's called the tzibur. Now you're called a public, and not you get out of being private, a collection of private citizens. Now, as a word, you've gone public. You are a public, right? And we haven't been able to down with a minyan since before Pesach. And now, what made us a nation was the Torah. Like we always quote the Rasad Yugon, and I mean Umel b'Toroso, and already in preparation to receive the Torah, the Jews were just united in that purpose. And then, as the word of Torah, has a vessel to fall in, and now it's like the Torah is not just what fills the vessel, but it's the glue that's going to reinforce the vessel. Right. So even when we get scattered by Golus, when we're dispersed, in exile, we still remain connected through the Torah. Right. So the Torah keeps us feeling like a nation. Right. So it's very apropos that Cuomo, who's I don't know about the guy in New Jersey, but Cuomo at least now lets us have minyanim. You have up to 10 people. And that's a step in the right direction, but the tikkun will be that we could get together, en masse, but I think Hashem is waiting for us that, we should do tshuva shlema and only want to get together for the sake of the Torah. We've said this so many times. We should be chover ledavar nala. Yeah, we should have a social life, but our social fabric should be that we get together to do great things, like to be the nation of Torah, something which we can never fulfill fully as individuals. And we always invoke, from my Rashir of Yaakov Weinberg, Zichron Livracha, that's the secret why Hashem didn't give the Torah to the Avos. Avraham Yitzchak would have loved to have had the Torah, because it's much greater to be actually have the command. Excuse me. And it's much better to have the command and keep the Torah, right, than to do it voluntarily. So why Hashem withhold the Torah from the Avos? They weren't a nation. An individual is not big enough to hold the Torah. The Torah is an eternal bond, and you need a nation is eternal. Individuals aren't eternal. So I think there's a message here. We're getting a encouraging sign from heaven, and that we're allowed to have minyanim now, but it's just a minyan. We want to go that it should be kish echad b'lev echad, right? That it should be, I'd love to have the potential of having Shishim Ribo, 600,000, like in the desert. But I think the Rebbe is, sending us an encouraging sign, but it's not complete yet. No shul could open if you're only allowed to have 10 people in shul, because there'll be fights. Who will be the 10 that will be chosen for the minyan? And we will have to stay outside of shul. So I can't believe any shul is opening up the Shabbos in the New York area if you're only allowed to have 10 people in there, because it'll create tremendous fights. Because how do you decide which 10, get the room, get the base medrash, right? But it's an encouraging sign, that we, Akash was willing for us to, to feel our nationhood, right, in preparation for Shavuos. But it'll follow through if we do tshuva shlema, that we want to get out of the social distancing, l'shem shamayim, b'leiv echad, right, b'leiv echad. Not we want to be again ki ish echad, but b'leiv echad, with only one objective. The objective of Ritzonenu Lasus Ritzoncho, that's what B'Lev Echad means, that we will rebuild our social structure when it's B'Lev Echad. We have just one unified will, like we daven for in Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. V'yasu kulam aguda achas. Everyone make a single bind. Lasos ritzoncho shaliv shalem, to do your will with a complete heart. That's the B'Lev Echad. And Hashem is challenging us to bring that out. And then I'm confident that the gzeira of the social distancing will be bottled, and with it being annulled, our parnasa will be restored also, Be'ezras Hashem. Bimheira, of course, if we do it right, and we also therefore fix the aver of sinas chinam that shoved us into the dispersal in the first place, well, then the sounds of shofar that there were at Matan Torah, will come back. And as we know, when that sound of shofar comes back, it's the shofar of the coming of Mashiach b'mehera b'yameinu. These are some thoughts I shared with you. All right, now I'm waiting for someone to hit me with a question. In this forum, you can ask about anything, put anything on the table. All right, waiting for the first question of the evening. Put it in the chat bar. Let's go. All right, please. I don't have the strength to have another monologue, and I have to work on the Shavuos reader. So come on, let's do this. Can't be here twiddling my thumbs. Let's go. Anyone in the room, ask whatever's on your mind. Or if you don't even want to ask, you want to start a discussion, go ahead, initiate the topic you want to discuss by putting it on the screen. Waiting for you. Let's go, guys. Yeah. I can't believe, people don't have things that are on their minds. I don't know. When us rabbis get together and we talk about the matzav of the door, the situation of the generation, a lot of people have tremendous questions, tremendous doubts, issues that stress them out. So it doesn't have to be a philosophical question if it's also a concept of Jews that's causing you stress. I don't know. I guess the people that come to hear me have no questions. To them, everything is clear, and they have totally at home with their Judaism, and that's just great. Okay, come on, guys. It's the end of the week, and I'm a bit tired. I'm more energized than the Motzai Shabbos session at 10:30, but right now I'm a bit drained, to be honest. So I don't want to fall asleep on you guys. I monologued already. Hit me with a question or a topic you want to discuss. Come on, don't be bashful. Anything, you're anonymous over here. I don't see you. Your screen name is probably not your real name. Go ahead. If not, we're going to call it a night because I'm really tired. Really, I'm really tired. A sleep deficit, and I have a Shavuos reader to put out. So I could, if there's no questions, I'll use the time for myself. Come on, guys. This never happened before. Come on. No one has anything on their mind? Yeah. I expected for sure that tonight is Yom Yerushalayim. Someone would ask me, why don't we celebrate Yom Yerushalayim? And I would have a whole long discussion of how, basically repeat, what the stuff I said when I was asked why we don't celebrate Yom Ha'atzmaut. Now, goading the person in the room, sort of, there's at least one person in the room. Ask if he has a question, just cause him to run. All right. Look, gentlemen, it happens to be, generally I would just start monologuing again until someone else comes in the room, but I am just plain exhausted. Um, oh, any questions? Like I said, if someone just joined us for the first time, for the first time tonight, or in general, earlier this evening, I monologued. I gave a Dvar Torah, and I'm not inclined to do so again. If there are no questions, we're going to just call it an early evening. But I'm happy. Questions stimulate me. Go ahead, hit me with a question. Any topic you want to discuss. If not, we're going to call it in 20 seconds because you hit me on a night that I'm really tired and I need the stimulation of a question to wake me up. And if not, I got to go rest a little bit and resume my working on the Shavuos reader, right? So I'm going to give it another 10 seconds. You can ask anything. You don't have to be embarrassed. I don't see you and I don't know your real name. So anyone could ask anything. I was I'm about to pass out. I said the Dvar Torah already, and I am just exhausted. But speaking of which, like I said, if you go to the website, evanshasia.com, you will see hundreds of audios, videos, written material, and plenty on Bamidbar and plenty on Shavuos. As much as we're going to put on the Shavuos reader, that's just printed material. There's so much, much more in audios. Just go to the website, take advantage of our website. There's so much material there on basically, most topics in Jewish philosophy and plenty on the Parsha and plenty on Yom Tovim. Okay, it looks like there are no questions for tonight, and I am exhausted. I don't have the strength for monologuing. I'm really very tired, and I must get back to working on the Shavuos reader as soon as I rest up a little bit. So that's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, everyone should have a wonderful Shabbos. Come back Motzei Shabbos at 10:30 p.m. Subscribe to the channel, so you should have the link and the notification. And look out next week for the Shavuos reader that will be posted on the website, evanshasia.com. Have a wonderful Shabbos, everybody.